Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Soulful Soul. My name is Gladys, and this is your weekly pick a card reading. Today, your card choices are Smithsonite is group 1, Auralite is group 2, Sodalite is group 3, and Celestite is group 4. So let me bring that closer. So group 1 is Smithsonite. Group 2 is Auralite. Group 3 is Sodalite. And group 4 is Celestite. Okay, I'll give you a moment to make your choices. Welcome back, group 1. You've chosen Smithsonite, and it's 51. I've been reading from here, just a small snippet. That green, I love that green. It's like healing the heart chakra. Smithsonite is incredibly useful in calming the emotions. It comes in a wide range of colors, each with a slightly different vibration, but all working directly on the emotional body. Meditation with this stone soothes and brings peace, allowing us to disconnect from specific perceptions and explore different perspectives. Feels like the hanged man thing. But look at that. It's like something wanting to be revealed there. It's like pyrite, looks like. Fool's gold. But a heart chakra, very much a heart chakra. See group 1. The Hierophant in reverse. The Lovers again in reverse. Five of Cups, the King of Wands, the Five of Wands, the Magician, the Knight of Cups, Strength card, and Justice. Not sure if Justice, well, we can get it clarified for Justice, but I think it was in the reverse. There. So the Hierophant, the Lovers, and the Five of Cups. The Hierophant is, well, in the reverse, I would say holding on to dogma, holding on to things that don't serve you, saying there's only one way. So something to do with that dogmatic approach is maybe causing an imbalance in a relationship. Like this can be religion, it can be a belief, it can be, it could be a university or an institute of learning. It could be a church that is causing an imbalance in a relationship or in your relationship with yourself. Or maybe in your relationship with somebody else, and as a result, you're feeling very unhappy. This card it's about crying over spilled milk. It's like not seeing the cups that are standing up, which would be maybe the Lovers. yeah, this person seems to be dressed in like severe clothes. It's like that dogma. And it feels to me like the dogma is causing you to look at the negative instead of the positive. So you're not able to see the Two of Cups because of this Hierophant, I think. You're looking at that. And maybe it's that you are afraid of the consequences because of this dogma, this belief. If I let go of that belief, what will happen? But you're focusing on that and not seeing the possibilities. And that's why something is upside down. And so the King of Wands, passionate, fiery, determined, and this might be you. You might be the King of Wands who's like under the influence of that. But your determination is being, perhaps, this is a 5 and this is a 5. Perhaps you are doing something that's to your detriment because of your being dogmatic. I'm the King of Wands, I know better kind of thing. Although the King of Wands is in the upright, but something in your environment is maybe causing some stress. Look, this is a 5, that's a 5, that's a 5. I need to think about that. So it's about change, or maybe resisting change. Yes, that's what I think. There's a lot of resistance here. So perhaps it's causing maybe the fighting here is in your mind. It's causing a lot of turmoil in your mind. And so it makes you feel like, even though you are the King of Wands, which the Magician would represent, you're feeling like you can't act on something because you are quite confused, I think. And you feel like you can't, you feel like you can't, don't have your own power to make any decisions because you're caught up in this, what is said to be right and what is said to be wrong. Okay. And then you have the Knight of Cups and the Strength card, Justice in reverse. I'll get another card for Justice because I wasn't sure. Let me just do that quickly. So the Knight of Cups, it feels like you, the King of Cups, might want to make an offer, but feel like unable to act or do something, because of this. But you have hope because you have the Strength card there. And the Strength card, look at that lion and look at the maiden or woman that's taming the lion. Gentleness, no fight, no effort. And that lion will do anything she says. And what this card talks about is your ego. That's your ego. The ego that's making you not see what's there. The ego, which is represented by, I think, this black garment. Ego represented by dogma, like this is the right way. Any beliefs that are cast, that we feel are cast in stone, despite everything we see, we are stuck in those beliefs. And that's what you need to be looking at. Your own ego that is stuck in saying this is the right way, this is the only way. And that's why Justice is in the reverse, because I think Justice here represents these 2 cups. Because Justice is 11, which is the 2, right? And Justice is in reverse because you will not look at the face what you need to face. Those 2 cups. Okay. I was going to get clarifier for Justice. Wow. Because there's this offer maybe that you want to make or you want to take. but you can't, because you're stuck in what is supposed to be. Very interesting group one. Yeah, there you are, stuck. It's an interesting one, but it's very, it seems like quite straightforward. I'm leaving it open like that. I mean, you could be stuck in, it could be a work situation where you think this is the only way to do stuff. Could be a study where you feel I can only do this, and that's the only way. I have to study this because whatever. And because of that, you're only looking at that option, which is spilt. You know, the dogma is not working for you. That's the only way is not working for you. And then because you are looking at that, you can't see this, that there's something beautiful waiting for you. And it's making you feel a lack of power, like you don't have any power at all. And that's why you're feeling tied up like that. Okay. Wow, you get all sorts, right? I think a lot of this is in your head. It's in your head, and it feels like you're trapped, but you want to rush forward and speak some kind of truth. Because you have the Queen of Swords there. The Knight also wants to go forward and be brave, but you're feeling trapped. But you have these, the ability to speak truth and stand in your truth. So there's something here that you need to stand up for or stand up to. And I think that your cards, your powerful cards, I think that you can work with are this one, which is looking at seeing that lion as this, whatever this is, this dogma, it's represented in this lion. And you need to ask yourself, maybe using the Smithsonite, letting that calm you when you go into meditation or visualization, and then visualize yourself as this person here, taming that lion. That lion is this dogma, it's this belief, it's this thing that you're holding onto that you can't let go of. So use that image and see what that is. And then maybe you can have an honest discussion in your visualization, because the Queen of Swords is about honesty. It's about cutting through stuff. And or maybe you could do it within there, have that honest conversation with this dogmatic thing, which is the lion. Or just see what comes up if you were to pour gentleness on this. And then, and that's the one aspect. And then the other is then speak your truth. In reality, speak your truth, or write down your truth, if that's what it is, because this is about words, it is about communication, it is about the head. So even if you might not physically speak your truth about something, perhaps you can write it down and you can own it that way. And that's one step towards liberating yourself from whatever it is, this thing that's keeping you stuck. So I would say lovingly and gently go into your meditation with Smithsonite. Do your visualization, which is just using your imagination, letting yourself be that. Imagining the lion represents this, whether it's a church, whether it's religious belief, whether it's a belief about studies, some institutional belief that says this is the way. Confront it in that lion and find out for you what, or just be gentle with that lion. Be gentle with it. And that's all you need to do. Like just pour love and see that lion being tamed just by your gentle love. And, you know, that's sometimes all we need to do. And you can do that for a couple of days. And I really believe this. It's our intentions to work on the issues that helps us find the answers. And sometimes the answers don't just come like that while you're in meditation, but sometimes they just fall gently on us. And then you'll find, oh wow, I have moved from that point of view, or whatever. What you can do is do this in your meditation and in your work. The charge. And then after your meditation, after your visualization, just do a journaling, just write down whatever's come up for you, you know, and then just keep doing that for the week ahead and see what happens by the end of the week. And I'd love to hear how you have maybe moved from facing that to facing that. I would love to know what that all means for you. Please share. I'd love to hear that. Okay, group one, that's it from me. Have a wonderful week ahead. I hope this all works out for you. I send lots of love. Bye. Welcome back, group two. You chose Auralite. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm just reading a little bit for each of the cards. I'm just giving a little reading, although taking a little bit from the book, although I think it's nice to make our own meanings. Auralite contains 23 different minerals and is a healer on so many levels. No one benefit outweighs the others. Starting slowly, meditating with the stone for short periods of time regularly allows us to become used to its energy. It works on all the chakras and is a stone that can be used effectively to address any issues of the mind, body, or spirit. I love that interpretation. It's beautiful. So when I think about Auralite, I think about the aura. And I just want to look at that peaceful space there, face there. It's like surrounding yourself with these beautiful colors is quite a powerful thing. I would imagine you can do over the week ahead. It's just infusing yourself with beautiful colors and encasing yourself in that as well. So you are inside and it's inside you, you know, so covering yourself like in an egg shape, in whatever color feels right for you. I think a lovely thing for you to do in the week ahead is to work with color, in loving yourself with color. And you get the 8, which is the strength, the card of strength. And it's also the number of infinity, you know, which is very powerful. So let's see what your cards say. Victory, the 6 of Wands. Oh, the Sun. Beautiful, group 2. And the Empress, group 2. Something beautiful going down here. The 6 of Pentacles. The Lovers. Ooh. The Ace of Pentacles in reverse. The High Priestess. Let me just take these. The King of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune again. Wow. Sure. This is a very extremely positive reading. So it feels like something that you've done has created great success for you. You've completed a project. Maybe you've completed exams and you've done really well, but something is really, really powerful going on. And now it's time to celebrate and bask in the sun and bask in the innocence of this celebration. I think that you need, if you've been serious, you've been in battle, or what feels like battle, it's time for you to now do some celebrating, really celebrate. And you know, that celebration can be in enjoying the innocence of life. I think that's a strong message that's coming for me, for you, is I think just think about the word innocence, and I think that for the week ahead, just keep looking at life through innocent eyes. I think that's going to be really powerful for you. Then you get the Empress, and what can I say? The Empress is Earth Mother. And it suggests to me that you're going into this space of feeling very beautiful and blessed and abundant. And it could be the festive season that's making you feel that way. But it just has such positive, there's just so much positive that feels to be around you. Could be positive people. But I feel like it's you, because at the center you also have the Lovers. So perhaps there's a beautiful relationship coming in for you. Look at the colors there. I see the red and the purple and even the colors of the people in this. So that's a possibility that you are moving into a really beautiful relationship. So, and perhaps that's what's making you feel like Venus, like the goddess. And why not? Just absolutely enjoy that and bask in that if that's what's going on for you. There are two cards here alongside the Lovers. On the one side, we have the Six of Pentacles. So I would say that the Six of Pentacles is in reverse here. And the Six of Pentacles is normally about being able to, in this case, share, be benevolent in a way, but also that does give you maybe a sense of power. Or perhaps someone did this for you in the past, where you felt either that there was an unequal give and take, or that you were always giving and not receiving. But there's something about that unequalness that's in your past that might be affecting this possibility of the Lovers. So I would say that's just a slight warning for you, you know, that don't let the past interfere with whatever this beautiful offer is that is coming in. And I know this is not the Ace of Cups, it's the Ace of Coins, but it's still an offer, a beautiful spiritual offer. You know, it could indicate that the offer is from an earth sign or someone very earthy, a very solid offer. But because you are in, that's what you've had in the past, you might close yourself off from this offer. And this can apply in a work situation as well. Look, I'm seeing so much positive here. That I almost feel like you're not going to shoot yourself in the foot and not accept an offer, but just be aware of that. Then you get the High Priestess and the King of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. Now, these two for me have very similar energies, you know, like the King of Cups. Well, the King of Cups can be mysterious, right? Because the King of Cups knows how to protect their heart. They know how to, in the upright, they know how to protect their emotions. They're comfortable with their emotions, but they also know how to put up boundaries. And the High Priestess also, for me, the High Priestess is the queen of all boundary keepers up, you know, but in the best possible way, because she's the keeper of secrets, right? She's the keeper of secrets that are not meant for everyone to have. Because if you have a secret that you can't hold well, that's going to be destructive, right? And I'm going to get a clarifier for the High Priestess, because I think she's one of my favorite cards. So I think that there's a powerful reason for the High Priestess being there, and I'm curious about what that is. Now, you could be dealing with the King of Cups, a Cancerian or someone that has that very emotional quality about them, very in touch with their emotions. You know, the King of Cups is out in the ocean there, and yet they're still solid, completely solid. And then with the Ace of Pentacles, it makes me feel like whatever offer is coming, it's a solid offer, maybe an emotional offer, because if it's love, it's from an emotional person, a person who maybe is comfortable sharing their love, which is so beautiful. And if it's work, it could be to moving to something that you love. Likewise, if it's studying, it's moving to something that you can be passionate about. Not even passionate, but something that you really, really love. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune here, which is about this huge transformation that is. Look, I really don't like to project into the future, but that's the Wheel of Fortune that's what it talks about, is about a huge change, but a change for the positive. So you might say your life is going like it's smooth in relation to work, and then love comes along, and that kind of derails you because you've kind of had your everything set out now, no time for love, and also love in the past didn't work. And so the Wheel of Fortune in this case would say, okay, your fortune might be changing in relation to that aspect. That's what I would say. It's not everything's going to change. Likewise, if it was in the reverse, it might be in relation to an aspect. Okay, so I feel like there's an aspect, a major aspect of your life is about to change, and it really feels like a beautiful offer is coming to you. That's so lovely, really. So 6 and 6 and the High Priestess. So let me think. So some kind of success that you are, some major victory that you've had. It might be finishing a project off and you've done a really good job. It could be you've overcome a huge hurdle. It could even be you've overcome a hurdle in relation to balancing finances. But again, there's this card in between that and the High Priestess. And you know what I think now is, so you've come through a battle and you've overcome something. But there's this maybe an attitude or an experience of unfairness, of something that you consider to not have been balanced, that you need to be aware of, because it might get in the way of you accessing some inner wisdom that will take you forward in this, whatever the situation is, which feels very much like love. So there's something there, some wisdom, inner wisdom. And you know what? I'm going to bring it back to this, just playing with the color over the week, infusing yourself with color. And by that, I mean, just like imagining every bone, every muscle, every fiber of you, every organ is filled with maybe this color or a color that feels right for you, but just fill yourself with this color and then see that color all around you as well, like you're protected by that color. So maybe that's what you can do in meditation, because seriously, even if you just did that, I can, I hate giving guarantees, but I can guarantee you that you will find your, whatever needs to come to you will come to you. I really believe that, because by doing this, you are trusting your inner wisdom, your inner guidance, your higher self. And when we trust, we just open doors up to access some wisdom that is waiting for us. That's what I believe. So I would say, even if you just played with that and didn't worry about all this, just observe all this And, you know, I would love to hear how this is playing out in your life, because I think it's just so beautiful. I did group 3 first, and they also got lots of major arcana, and they also had quite a beautiful reading. So this is so nice, going into the festive season. And so then we have the sun. Okay, and I did say innocence and that. So just play with the word innocence and the feeling of innocence. Just for the week ahead, look at everything with innocent eyes and just see what comes up. I think that would be so beautiful. And then you have the sun and the lovers and the king of cups. So, you know, really, it feels to me like some beautiful offer is wanting to come to you from a loving human, who maybe wants to hold hands with you and be in this blessed kind of union with you. If not, if this is not about love at all, then perhaps there is an offer of some kind of partnership that's waiting to happen. You know, but I would say just do that, so that you can find your way to that answer. And then we have the Empress. You know, these could also be people around you that are displaying these qualities. You know, you could be the one that wants to make an offer. But the Empress, like I said, is about that Earth Mother kind of feeling. And again, I would say getting into that energy will help you to know when an offer is genuine, or see an offer for what it is, you know, so that you can move the wheel, turn the wheel, and enjoy what the next steps in your life are, so you can see them. I'm going to get clarifiers for the Empress and the High Priestess, because they seem to be calling to me. I guess what I want to know with both of them, although that one's been clarified for me, is this you, or is this something outside of you? And then I'll do your 3 cards. So let's get a clarifier for the Empress. Let me get clarifiers for the Empress. Yeah, the Empress's card. The Knight of Swords, yes. I think perhaps there's someone with like a Taurus kind of energy. That's the Empress, right? Someone very earthy with the coins there. I don't know, that's in your orbit, right? But with the Knight of Swords in the reverse there, they might be working slowly, which is not a bad thing. It's important to be aware of them and allow yourself to be guided there, because perhaps you are the one that will need to be brave and make that offer, because you are brave. Let's get one for the High Priestess. It's the High Priestess. Death. Wow. So, Death for me is a powerful, beautiful card. Sign of Scorpio. Just, okay, the signs that I'm seeing, Cancer mainly, but water sign, Lovers, Gemini, Taurus, Leo, and that's the 8, which is the Strength card, which is the Leo card. And yeah, those are the signs I'm seeing. And Pisces, but I also see Cancer and Scorpio. Oh, lots of definitely water sign energy is showing up here. But death is about a complete transformation. So something's completed, and I think it's a very powerful and positive completion. It could be, Maybe it's the end of your singlehood. Perhaps it's the end of a way of thinking. Perhaps it's the end of you being in, perhaps you're graduating and you're successful. It's been successful. It's a leveling up. There's something that is completely over and a huge transformation taking place, especially because death is clarifying the high priestess. I really feel like some wisdom is coming to you about something that you need to know. And I think it's really lovely. And let me know and there, okay, you are a badass being full of life, love, and possibilities. Through this deck, may you find a path to your best self. And that fell out. Oh, it got left from there. I think I had it in here by mistake. So that's a nice sign. So it's like, hold on to this, celebrate your victory, whatever that was. And remember your badassness whenever you feel, if you feel insecure for whatever reason, you know. So let's get 3 clarifiers. I'm loving this. King of Coins. Yep. The Tower, and I'm laughing because I think that your world is going to be shaken up a little bit. So, you know, whatever, to me, it feels like an offer that wants to come forward. This is, by the way, would be a king, queen of coins, whatever. It doesn't really matter. But that's an earth sign, is what I'm saying. And there's your earth sign. And what the earth sign represents is something stable, something beautiful, something abundant. And there's your Taurus there showing up again. So it could be Taurus, but not necessarily. I'm seeing earth and water, like I said, earth and water mainly. But people with those qualities, or a person with those qualities, and they might turn your world upside down. It might feel like everything that you held true, what you believed about love, is going to be blasted out of the water. So honestly, I'm feeling like this tower that you are having or going through or will go through or will experience in the week is such a powerful one, because it's about blasting away illusions. It's about blasting away preconceived ideas about a situation. And then, man, it couldn't get better than this, because the 3 of Wands is about waiting for your ships to come in. Perhaps you've been waiting for something to come for a long time, and this indicates that it's on its way. You've done the work, you sent them out. And you know, that work could have been you learning to love yourself more and more. Perhaps you've had destructive relationships in the past, or work situations, whatever they might be, and you've done that work, and now you sent out. The sending out, metaphorical sending out, is learning to love yourself more and be diligent with your projects. Perhaps your self-love came in the form of being so diligent about work and about how you were with people or are with people, whatever. And it's like it's coming full circle, and in the process of doing that, you infused yourself with love, you know. When we act in ways that are true to ourselves, true to our guidance, we can't help but feel good about ourselves, right? So it's something like that. That's what I'm getting. So group 2, I think that for the week ahead, use the Auralite, as I said, and just play with that word innocence. I'd love to hear how that sat for you, and please let me know. Please let me know how the week goes ahead. I would love to know if there's new love in your life, because I'm such a hopeless romantic, really. So yeah, and if you are being pushed, open yourself to your high priestess. If you are being pushed to make the offer because that King of Coins might be afraid to, then open yourself up to that, or open yourself to the offer work or love. And you see, I'm inclined to love because I'm seeing the King of Cups, the Lovers is there, and the Empress, or maybe it's just what I'd like to believe. Okay, beloveds, I hope that I hope you enjoyed, and please give me your feedback, like, share, subscribe if you haven't, and I send you lots of love for the week ahead, and I will chat with you again soon. Bye. Welcome back, Group 3. You chose Celestite, and I thought I'd just read a little bit from the book, and for guidance. Celestite is a high vibrational sulfur-bearing stone that effectively opens and clears the upper chakras. Meditation with this stone can assist one in connecting with angels and guides. Due to the sulfur content, it is also an excellent stone to use to clear energetic attachments. So I thought that might just resonate for you. Let's see. This is Group 3. So the celestial to do with angelic bodies outside of the earth, higher bodies, other beings. That's the association I would make. But I think a really powerful thing is to use this to work. I'm making an association with the moon. And look at the way this card is depicted. I hope you can see that. Yeah, that's better. You can see the third eye chakra being lit up. So perhaps you Group 3 are doing some intense inner work, maybe some third eye work. Let's see what comes up in your reading. Let's put your card there. I'm using my Modern Witch Tarot. I love them. And I'll clarify with the Radiant Rider-Waite, which I also like. I like the feel of them. Three of Swords in reverse. Oh, this has been coming up a lot. And for me as well. The Chariot. Nice. Eight of Swords in the reverse. So looks like this group is coming out of some kind of feeling trapped or wounded energy. Judgment, definitely. Four of Cups. Three of Cups in reverse. World in reverse. Okay. That card. The Wheel of Fortune and the Star. Wow. Okay. And then you have the Four beneath the deck, which talks about a new beginning or like a leap of faith. And I don't think you're there yet, but a lot seems to be happening here for you. So it looks like you've been doing a lot of inner work, some healing, a lot of healing on your heart. This talks to me about emotional pain, but with it in reverse, it seems like having done a lot of work on healing. With the Eight of Swords there, I think this whatever you've been coming out has made you feel really trapped with the Eight of Swords. But now that you have it in reverse, it looks to me like with the Chariot in the middle, you are speeding forward to your releasing these chains, which is amazing. I just want to show you this picture properly. It's quite powerful. So this badass is on their way to whatever. They have a rod in their hand, on their bike, and even though the sphinxes there are represented lying down, when the sign is given, they will move forward. And the sphinxes are powerful associations with something with deep wisdom, because they come from ancient Egypt, you know, so a lot of that deep Isis kind of wisdom. But the thing with the Chariot is moving forward really fast, but maybe a caution, but not necessarily a caution because it's in the upright, is trusting that you will be able to manage the balance between the different aspects of you, the dark and light, the yin and yang, the feminine and masculine. So trusting, because you've done a lot of healing and healing work on yourself. Now you're moving forward. I think that's, and in fact, your moving forward is towards releasing these chains, these, whether real or imagined, this feeling of being trapped. And then you have the Judgment there in the upright, indicating a rebirth, which is really wonderful, you know, like it's almost like the phoenix rising out from the ashes, like you've done this work and now you're ready for your rebirth. And perhaps that's what you're going through, and your rebirth is associated with this. I think that you're taking giant steps towards releasing yourself from some attachment, some feeling of being stuck in a place, in a mindset, in a role. Yeah. And then with the Four of Cups is this not, you can see here in this picture, the person is just not interested in the offer, and that offer is a divine offer. I think that in the reverse, and especially because it's under the Chariot there, I think that the Four of Cups is maybe that's, you will be opening yourself up to different possibilities and different options and different offers. Because you feel less trapped, I think you're going into a space of like just expansion, whatever that might be, in whatever sphere of life that might be. It's really, really beautiful. You have the Three of Cups in reverse, and I would say what I would get from this in the reverse is that you feel unable to celebrate. There's something that you want to celebrate, because I think you can feel this new you emerging, but maybe because of lockdown for some, and just this feeling of, even if you are not in lockdown, but this feeling that you shouldn't be out celebrating, you might just hanker for that. You might just be wishing to celebrate with your friends and whatever. But there are different ways of celebrating, right? You can have a party on you can, I mean, there's so many options available that you can have a party across the ethers, and that connection is always there. It doesn't have to be physical if it can't be physical, you know. There are many ways you can be creative and have that celebration. You have the Fool in reverse, and this card that I keep in the when I'm shuffling, I keep it in the deck. With the world is this completion, I think, and especially because you got the Fool under the deck. I'm not really using it, but it did make me think that because you got this in the reverse, there's something, there's just some loose ends to tie up, I feel. Yeah, there are some, it feels like your completion is not really there yet, but it is coming. And you might not, maybe that's what this Three of Cups is about, is that you're not ready to celebrate yet because you feel there's still some loose ends to tie up. And this card says, you are a badass being, full of life, love, and possibilities. Through this deck, may you find a path to your best self. And I just keep that in because I find something in each of those extra cards. So This card is just reminding you, I use the badass for this and it's beneath there. So I think it's just reminding you when you need it, to remind yourself that I think that within each of us, there's so many different personas and different ways we can express ourselves. And perhaps you just need to remind yourself of your ability to be badass when you need to be. It doesn't have to be who wants to be badass all the time, right? We need our gentleness, we need our fire, we need our earth, we need our air, and we need our water at different times. And then you have the Wheel of Fortune and the star. And I don't know, you couldn't get any better. The Wheel of Fortune in the upright, suggesting some huge change coming about. So I see this change happening, right? But you're still in the process of that change. There's change, but that one's just a little bit stuck. There's change, and that is wishes coming true, and that is hope, and that is healing. The star card is just about, all that healing water. That water's healing the earth. It's going back to itself. It's just so, so powerful. The star is like, along with the sun, it's one of the happiest cards in the deck. So it feels to me like your wheel is turning, and it could be something like really enjoying your Christmas and making a decision to enjoy Christmas, or I shouldn't say Christmas. Some people don't celebrate Christmas, or holidays. Many people celebrate holidays at the end of the year, or just celebrating the end of the year, that a year has passed, and just, or even if it's this celebration of this new thing that's emerging from you, this thing that you've been able to let go of. I think that's just so beautiful, and that you've got the Wheel of Fortune in the upright, spinning towards the healing. That's just really lovely. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana, and they really, there's just really powerful stuff going on here. I want to come back to the Celestite here, and that thing about working with the higher chakras. I would say with your third eye and your crown chakra, I think perhaps you have been doing that. And just look at those colors there. I think that even if you work with those colors in your crown and your third eye, you will do a lot of clearing just using those colors. I think that's beautiful. So just looking at this way, so the 3 of Swords, that's 3, 2, 3. So the 3 of Swords in the reverse, it's like you've been doing all this work, I think, taking those, allowing the swords to come out, all the self-love, all the awareness, the self-awareness, the just taking your spiritual journey. I don't want to say seriously, but giving it the care that it deserves. That's it. I think that you've been doing that, and in the process, even if you haven't realized it, the swords are starting to fall out, and that is just so lovely. And you are ready now for a rebirth, and this rebirth is happening, and I'm sure I think that you probably can sense that there's something new coming. It might not be physical, but it's within you. And with all these cards here, I feel that you must feel this renewal happening within. Now, with the world there in the reverse, it does say that something's not yet complete. And perhaps it's a loose end that needs to be tied up in your life. And you will know what that is, but something is not, it's not finished. And perhaps that's something you need to think about. With the Chariot there and the Four of Cups, again, that reminder that perhaps you are more ready to play now. I really love this image of the Chariot. So I feel maybe if you feel stuck in the week ahead, just remind yourself of this and that badass there, the Chariot, that like she's ready to play, to move forward with this guidance here, this like higher guidance, you can even see those sphinxes as two aspects of your higher self, you know, guiding you forward. Even as you are guiding them, you are steering them, they too are your propulsion in a way, your forward movement. It's quite different in this. I'm seeing these as almost angelic beings with you, because you've been doing this work, and you will carry on in the week ahead, I think. And maybe that's what that invitation is to keep doing that work and even go deeper with that work, you know, like if you think that's the card that you chose and that's what you get. So perhaps your forward movement is going deeper and just opening yourself up to the adventures, which I think that this is about. It's really lovely. And then moving to your Wheel of Fortune. Like that is, I would love to know what happens by the end of the week, what it is, the space that you're in, and if it's a particular thing that's made you feel trapped, how this relates. I'd love to hear from you how this relates, and then what the outcome is at the end of the week, because it just feels really powerful. How are you feeling now, and how are you feeling at the end of the week? Even if you do that for yourself, just you know, I go back to my own readings. My son laughs at me, teases me about that, but I go back, and if I've chosen one, I go in there and I see the lessons. I see how it's played out in my life, you know. So so do that, play with the cards that way. I would love to hear, but you can do it for yourself. Just see what it was like at the beginning and where it's moved to, because it looks like a strong movement forward. That's where you are now, and it's just so incredible, that journey, you know. And then this is again that letting go. It's so much like the Three of Swords. It's like that you've been, that pain that's kept you stuck, that you're just releasing. You know, and last week there were 2 groups got maybe 3 even got the Three of Swords, and perhaps you are one of the, you drew one of those with the Three of Swords, and maybe you've done some work and now release is happening. With the Three of Cups in the reverse, I think it's letting go. You know, this could have been the source of the pain, like unwanted third-party situations, possibly, and you're just releasing that, it feels like. I mean, I know I gave a different interpretation so earlier with the across, so take that as it fits you. If it's just releasing, just release. And if it's needing to celebrate with friends, just find creative ways of celebrating, and celebrate yourself, you know. And then you get the Star card. And I can't even say any more about the Star card. It's just so beautiful, really. It's like hope and healing. I almost feel like I don't need to get any more cards. Let's see. Oh, wow. Wow. So these I always put in the upright, and you really there's really something powerful going on here. Let's get one more. Oh, look at that. So something really deep is going on for you. You're definitely, you know, you could even be a writer with this. This is one of those extra cards that I keep in. It says here, the untold story. This is of Pamela Coleman Smith, one of the first authors or illustrators of this deck of the Rider-Waite. So it feels like either you are, whatever's happening is leading you to speaking some kind of truth, your truth. Last week, I think it was group 2 that got the throat chakra. So perhaps you might relate to that, speaking your truth, if you chose that last week, is it could be that you are working on a project, it could be you're a writer, it could be anything, and something's become unstuck. And that's immediately what I got from there. And that so relates to the judgment card, right? Is that a rebirth? You know, I've been writing, and I was feeling stuck, and I realized that it was, you know, what I'm trying to write about, I feel very intensely about, and a lot of it is quite intense. And I was so stuck that I wasn't sure what I was doing. Like, is it a book? Is it cards? Is it tarot cards, which is for me deeper than oracle cards? And so I was dithering, and it was really keeping me stuck. And then I chatted with my brother, and he said, just try and focus on two things, you know, maybe just the cards for now. So I thought, okay, fine. He said, you know, your book can always come later. And anyway, so then I was still working on it. And then the breakthrough, the next aha moment, I guess, came when what I did was I created two documents. One was what I'm working on now, the oracle cards, and one was my tarot cards, because that's what I want to do later. Meaning that I don't have to lose all the intensity of what I want to share, because I know it's still there. My writing is, I'm not deleting the whole thing, but now I can keep what I need for the oracle cards, which I feel should have somehow, they can have all the messages, but somehow I feel they need to be lighter. And that was my moment of release, you know. That was my moment of unblocking. And I feel so much freer. And since then, I felt so much freer. So perhaps that's what's going on with you. Some aha moment that's helped you release something. And perhaps you are just beginning at that level where maybe you haven't got your done your completion yet. You haven't done that next step to complete yet, but you have had your moment, and now you can move forward with the chariot there. It's so beautiful. And you know, there's so many possibilities. You could be a student that's had a breakthrough. Perhaps you've been so stuck because you've put yourself in a mold. I'm this kind of student. This is what I like. This is what I'm good at. And deep down, something else is emerging that you're good at. But you've been so stuck in maybe what society said you're good at, what your family thinks you're good at, or even what you've told yourself you are good at, you know. And maybe you are, but maybe your passion is somewhere else. And suddenly you've had that aha moment, but you haven't taken steps yet. And but it's beautiful, because it seems to me like with the judgment here that you're just about to do that, because what I see here is this Ace of Cups. And another scenario is that perhaps you've been loving someone from afar and haven't been able to charge forward yet, because for whatever reason, you didn't feel good enough, or didn't have what it requires, or whatever it could be. I mean, that's just another scenario. Could be a work situation where you haven't felt that you had what it offers. Yeah. And suddenly you've had this unblocking. I'm seeing this as an unblocking. And then you have this rebirth, and then you are able to make your offer, speak your mind, accept an offer, maybe even because of this major breakthrough. I think that's so beautiful. So take that, however, I mean, there's so many different possibilities. So take however that works for you. But I think it's lovely, because it feels to me like something really powerful is going on for you, and you are about to turn this world upright, which the world in the upright is about this beautiful completion of something, you know. And I make the distinction between the ending and the completion. I mean, the ending just being, oh, something's ended, could be painful. But with the world card, that completion is that feeling of satisfaction once something is done, because it feels like it was the right time, you did it well, it's really, really beautiful, and it's just around the corner, it feels like. Please share with me how that resonated for you. Tell me if you can see this in your life, especially at the end of the week, you know. Okay, group 3, I send you lots of love, and I think it's wonderful what it just feels very positive, whatever's going on for you. Lots of love to you, and I will chat with you again soon. Bye. Welcome back, group 4. You've chosen Sodalite, and this week I'm reading just a little snippet from the book for everybody. Sodalite teaches us to be here now rather than lost in the past or gazing into the future. Meditation with the stone allows us to experience the wisdom of our journey thus far. It encourages non-attachment and integration of all experiences, helping us to make choices in the moment from a higher perspective. I think that's lovely because, you know, I've been wanting to do a video on non-attachment, and maybe that's my encouragement to do it. It's just a quick little thing, because I drew 2 cards in last week's reading that had me, not in a tiz, but they were there obviously in my subconscious because they came up in my meditation, you know. And so I think, okay, you've got money on your mind, it seems like. My mind and my money and my money and my mind, something like that. My son is laughing at me, yes. Oh, my sick boy, getting better though. Lovers in reverse. Oh, things aren't bad, going bad for you, but you might be worrying, and which I guess links back to that Sodalite, reminding you to stay present in the moment, you know. So I see financial offers coming in, but you might be a little bit worried about money, which is understandable. You know, it's been a tough year for many people. And then you get death in reverse, something that's not over, but maybe needs to be. Okay, we'll get there. Sleepy. 4, 5 of Pentacles. Maybe something is needing to change regarding attitude about something. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Just a little bit confusing. But that's what I enjoy doing, is deciphering, right? It's my role here. So it feels like a beautiful offer coming to you or came to you. It feels like a financial offer, either a project or job, and it required working with other people. And I would say successfully working with other people, creating something really beautiful. This, yeah, it's like everyone has a role here: the teacher, the doer, the student, and the model. Each has a role. This card does talk about working with your higher self in a deep way. So perhaps you have been involved in a project that required cooperation, but something about that offer, that thing that you've done, has made you have worries. You're worried about something, and I'll get a clarifier for this because it doesn't tie in with these beautiful cards next to it. But we'll see. With the Lovers in reverse, to me, Lovers in reverse, the Queen of Coins and the Death card. The Lovers, it's like perhaps your focus is definitely on something other than love. But with the Lovers in reverse, perhaps there's some kind of imbalance going on, which is causing this Nine of Swords, sleepless nights. There's some imbalance, perhaps in this relationship, this work relationship. Something's not syncing properly. And as a result, you might be feeling left out in the cold. Yeah, you might feel like the outsider. But here I feel is you in the center. It's almost like you don't know how powerful you are, maybe, how grounded you are, how grounded whatever it is you're doing is making you. You are grounding yourself, I think financially possibly, but maybe it might not be financially, maybe that's not the thing that's your concern, but it whatever is the thing that you've been working on, you don't realize that you are grounding yourself with that thing. So something really beautiful is taking place with you, group 4, that you might not even be aware of. You know, it could be like you've put in effort, you've been working hard, but you can't see the fruit of your labor yet. But with this Queen of Coins there, and you know, you have the Nine of Pentacles beneath that. Look at this beautiful doll. Something quite abundant is being grounded within you. The Death card in reverse. Perhaps there's something that's changing, but it's taking a long time to change. You know, you have the Eight of Pentacles there, which is also talks about that hard, slow work. And perhaps you need to accept that whatever you're doing is not a quick fix. It's more long term, you know. You won't, maybe you'll have slow moments of aha, but we'll get a clarifier, especially for these cards. Yeah, and the Lovers, maybe. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing there. Then you get the Five of Coins in reverse. You know, the Five of Coins in reverse is perhaps you are getting out of that mindset of seeing yourself as an outsider and going into this mindset of I'm all there is, and that's enough. You know, which is not to say that you don't need other people, but you are so comfortable with being you that other people, you value them more. Even you value your friendships, you value your partners, you value your children, your people in your life, because you are coming from this space of so much integration, so much independence. And I think that's a key thing that's going on for you here, is this independence. Funny, it's independence that allows you to work effectively with others. That's what I'm seeing. It's interesting. But then there are these cards of worry. So the Nine of Swords. Really, it's like being in your head about something. So all this is going on, which is positive, but there's something that's worrying you, that's related to this, where you feel a lack of maybe equality. You know, because the Lovers is the sign, represents Gemini, which is the twins. This is also the card associated with twin flames, but it's in reverse. So it's something that you maybe not seeing properly, because the twins can also be like that mirror image. But let me get a clarify for that, because I like when the cards bamboozle me a little bit, because then I have to dig deeper. But these cards, I feel, are associated with each other. So you have this slow movement, which I think is fine. I think that's really fine. And I think maybe you're coming to a place of that's okay. I will do this diligently. I will do this slowly because I am committed to something, something, let's see what the cards say, right? You are taking a slow road to something, and perhaps it gives you sleepless nights at times. Let me get a clarify for the Nine of Swords. But you know what? I feel you're in the right place. You are building your independence. You are being the Queen of Coins. Strong, powerful, abundant, solid. You know, there's something you're having sleepless nights about. Let's see. That could be clarify for the Nine of Swords. Clarify for the Nine of Swords. You know, I'm not even going to get it clarified for the Death card because I think it is about that slow transformation. Slow but steady wins the race, you know? It's okay. Ooh, the Devil. This one's the Lovers. Okay, I'm tempted to look at that one. But okay, so the Lovers, you get the King of Cups. So, you know, it could be work and friendship. It could be working with a partner, a lover, and you're not too sure about how it's working. You know, the King of Cups is in the upright especially, a solid offer, an offer of love, but a genuine offer of love. So, you know, and this could apply to a work situation as well. Like something worked well here, and yet you are having sleepless nights about it. And you know, it's related to the Devil. The Devil is about looking at the shadow, especially in the positive, such a powerful teacher of looking at ourselves, of how we could be our past, our maybe, you know, we might even be addicted to negative thinking, you know, with the Nine of Swords there. But the Devil is inviting us to look at some shadow aspect of ourselves that might get in the way of our happiness in a way. It's like, this is such a powerful, positive reading, should I say. And then you get the Nine of Swords there that tells me you're worrying about something that has felt uneven. And then you get the King of Cups clarifying that uneven thing. So it could suggest that perhaps in this work or whatever this collaborative thing was, there might have been a relationship that didn't work out. But there's some feeling of unfairness that you have. But I think that what you're being told is to look at things at face value instead of seeing the negative. And perhaps the negative thing is something inside that you need to look at, if that makes sense, which is related to this outsider, feeling of being the outsider. You know, what's interesting is there are two swords being left and there are 5 being taken. So there's something there in relation to 5, which is the number of change. And you get 5 there again. 5 and 2, so a number of change and a number of partnership, 2. So this could be a relationship that I think is really abundant and that has helped you become very independent. And you are, have a lot of freedom within that to build yourself. But there's something that may have been worrying you, and perhaps you're dealing with it. I think it's interesting let me just look at these cards, right? So we have the Nine of Swords, and we have the Lovers and the Nine of Swords and the Devil, followed by the Lovers and the King of Cups. And beneath that, the Five of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. Let's see what sense we can make of that. Sleepless nights related to something that to me looks like was very powerful, worked really well. So what is it in you that makes you worry when there doesn't seem to be a need to worry? Where are you looking at things negatively when on what it seems like everything is quite, no, there are all these indications of positive stuff. So perhaps there's an element of negative thinking that you need to look at. And the devil there, you know, you can use the devil in your meditation. Use a Sodalite. Perhaps this is also related to that, you know, the devil is about attachment. So perhaps it's about attachment to negative thinking. So perhaps that's what you can do with the Sodalite in meditation. Just maybe if you can get hold of pieces of Sodalite, or just imagine you have Sodalite in your hand, on your body, whatever. But work with the devil, because I think that the devil has some secrets to share with you about how you might chain yourself in negative cycles through negative thinking. So something might be good, but you might see the negative. Okay. And then here again, the indications here for me are that something that is potentially balanced, because even in reverse, those lovers are balanced. They still mirror images of each other, but they're just out of kilter, right? But they are clarified by this King of Cups. Perhaps it could be a situation where you don't want to be emotional in a work relationship, but yet you are emotionally bound with people in your work situation. And perhaps that's another aspect that you could be looking at, is how do you balance emotions with in a work situation? And perhaps that's what you're dealing with. And then with the Five of Coins, that you know, I think that these two cards together are very positive. It's like, I am not prepared to play games anymore. Your Five here is, I'm changing this. If other people want to play games, they can do it. I'm not partaking in that. I don't know. There might be an element of that. And perhaps you just need to look at your complicitness in that, as in with the devil, and how you participate in that, and trust, you know, this could be you and your good intentions, your open-heartedness, and perhaps you feel that's been taken for granted. So to me, this looks like, I'm going to give 3 advice cards. It looks like a work relationship that is with lots of emotional attachments, right? And you are just navigating the emotional aspect of it, because the work side, to me, it would say that if you're a student or whatever, you have got that sorted. If you've been working on a project, that's all good. But what is happening is internal. It's your, not to say that you haven't observed this correctly, right? Because if people are playing games, then you are right to say, I'm not playing those games. But you can still do some introspection about what your fears are about work and emotions. And work and emotions can be love on the job, because, I mean, we go to work and that's where we spend so much of our time. It's natural that people could fall in love there, even studies, same applies. So but you need to do some introspection about your own shadows in relation to all of this. So I'm not going to, there's so many possible scenarios that I think you need to find the answers within there, by doing that work with the devil. Devils is just so not a card to be afraid of. Once we are, so the devil, the sign of Capricorn is ruled by, and this just fell out. Oh, okay. So there's something about stability that's going on in this reading. It looks to me like you really are working towards your stability in a powerful way, a slow but very powerful way. The devil is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is said to be a hard taskmaster. So that going and doing that shadow work where we look at ourselves honestly with the Lover's card there. We look at all those things that we don't like about ourselves, or we feel that are not acceptable to society, that thought that we think is wrong. We go and we look there and we delve deeply. And Saturn is the hard taskmaster, but the outcome, the gift from that, having been through Saturn and ruled by Saturn, is that you get polished. I feel that you get polished because you are willing to go there and do that work. And then you come out on the other side, oh, wow, what a powerful lesson. And so that I've dealt with, the Lord of Karma as well. So I think that there's something really powerful that you can do here with the devil. Communication. So I think that whatever this is relies on strong communication. And then you get the sun and the moon. And last week I spoke about, so there's something really significant going on for you with the eclipses, I think, because we had the lunar eclipse, the eclipse of the moon in Gemini, and we're having a solar eclipse, the Earth's shadow passes over the sun in the sign of Sagittarius in the next week or so. So there's something powerful in these 2 weeks, or maybe even they say the eclipse's energies last for 6 months, but let's just work with the now, that you can, I think, this is talking about balance again. It's like this is so significant and this is so significant. Look how similar the devil and the Lover's cards are. That's a negative attachment and that's a positive attachment. But the lesson here is in looking at the negative attachments, whether they are to thoughts or people, and bringing about balance. I know that Sag didn't show up here, but Capricorn comes right after. So there's something powerful between now, I feel, and into December, Sag, we are in December, of course. I forget the time now. Sag ends around the 22nd, but even into the time of Capricorn, I think that there's some powerful lessons about finding balance through looking at your mirror, through looking at your shadows, right? Using the devil to do that powerful inner work of looking at the shadows in order to find the balance that you have in the Lovers, where you are able to see the truth in the mirror, the true you. Something like that, but it's about, I think that your week ahead is about finding balance, the balance between the sun and the moon, the hidden and the seen, the unseen and the seen, the light, the day and the night. So there's something really powerful going on for you around finding balance. And then again, the twin flame thing comes again. I don't know if there's any relationship there, but there's something you are doing some inner work about finding balance. Okay, beloveds, I think that your week, the week ahead is so beautiful and what's happening is so lovely. And And let me just come back to this card before I close here, right? Because I think that this is also a powerful card. You're finding balance. So I would say using Sodalite and the devil to look within at your shadows. But what you're doing in the process is trying to find the balance within your divine masculine and feminine in the most positive form within. In the devil, they might be feeling chained, so being chained to ideas about people, about yourself. And in here, they are, in the upright, they are divinely guided. There's divine love poured all over them because they've been able to go through looking at the shadows. And the shadows, I think this is another important card because it's the, it's the 5 and 2 again, 5 and 2. There's something about the 5 and 2 that I think is important. 5 about change and 2 about partnerships. And perhaps it is a partnership that you're looking at. And maybe you don't even know you are, but working with the devil might, and Sodalite over the week ahead might reveal that. But it could be about finding that balance, saying, I'm not playing games anymore because I want to find my balance. It's something like that, because you also then have this beautiful independence and stuff. So I know that was quite deep, but I feel like when it comes to your material things, everything is going fine. It's only in your head that things might not be, but that's an opportunity. Why do I have the sleepless nights? Why do I worry? It's an opportunity then for you to do that, looking within and looking at shadows and looking at where you might see yourself as an outsider, where you might not have balance, where you might see things negatively instead of as in harmony, and where you have rightfully decided to not play the game, or are deciding, or should be deciding not to play the game, so that you can find your own inner two of wands, 2 of cups, lovers. Okay, group 4. I know that went all over the place, but I kind of enjoyed it because it was like a mystery for me. I hope it's helpful. I send you lots of love. Please give me feedback, and I will chat with you again soon. Bye.